Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, or middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్టులు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి ఫస్ట్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live only on TV Asia Telugu.
Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ హెల్లో అండ్ వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు fantastic episode of our talk show with experts. మనతో మన ఎక్స్పర్ట్ రాహుల్ రెడ్డి గారు. రాహుల్ గారు, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
This program has been brought to you by the Test Prep Pundits, a home to the top 1% scores. They're offering 2 weeks of free SAT prep for high school and middle school students. Please visit their website for more details on the sign-up process. The program has been supported by movers.com and Malabar Jewelers. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BV TV, and Dish Network. All right, coming to the topic of today. This is our favorite topic, Rahul Garu, the Margarita magic and butter. I know we talked a lot about the Margarita magic and, you know, what this magic really entails. You keep joking about it, but can you really tell us how this is going to work out? I mean, it seems too good to be true. So can you talk a little more about it?
No, Nitya, this is very serious actually. This is very, there are a lot of people who can benefit with Margarita Visa magic. People need to take it very seriously. This only applies now. There are a couple of things that people can benefit with, but I'm going to tell you that this should be that the people can travel to Mexico, and if they come back within 30 days after they go to Mexico or Canada, in case, but it's easy to get a visa to Mexico. And also if you have a passport stamping already in which is valid, or your advance parole which is valid, you don't need any visa to go to Mexico. That's the reason I say Margarita is much better than the Canadian cold. Okay. Cold. And it's a warm sea, you can touch it. It's a very nice place to visit. So if they go to 30 days and they come back, you don't need any passport visa as long as you have the valid I-94. People forget that's called automatic revalidation. And I will tell you, Nitya Garu, what all the people that will benefit. There are some people, they are on H4 EAD. Let's say their H4 EAD is expiring in September of 2023. They apply for the H1B visa. They get the H1B visa. And then all of a sudden they say, no, I don't want to work with this company. I want to move back to the H4 EAD. There are two ways they can do it. One way is they can pay me lots of money and I will file the H4 plus EAD, and it is going to take about anywhere between 6 months to 1.5 years to get the H4 EAD. Okay, that's good for me. I can build a building. Or they can do Margarita magic. They can do the Margarita magic because they already have the I-94 out of H4, even though they might not have the stamping until September of 2023. They go to Mexico, they have a Margarita, they come back and they say that they're coming back in H4 and they're happily married. They come back and they do it. So instead of paying money to the lawyers, what you're doing is you're going to Mexico, having a nice vacation, and you're coming back on H4 and the H4 EAD is valid. That's one reason it works out very good. The second reason Margarita visa magic works very good is that nowadays, as I said, H4 EAD extensions are taking a long period of time. They're not getting approved along with the H1B. Let's say the spouse's, the husband's H1B is approved until 2025, let's say 2025 September, okay? And now this particular lady's H4 is expiring in let's say September of 2022, okay? And by that time, the H4 and EAD doesn't get approved. What happens to the job? She has to quit working. So what she does is that she goes to Mexico. Now that is before the I-94, the present I-94 expires. She flies to Mexico with her husband, have a nice Margarita. She comes back. When she comes back, she shows the H1B approval of her husband, and they will give her the I-94 until September of 2025, not September of 2023. And what is the advantage by getting the H4? What's good it is? If it's pending, if it's approved. Yes, if you have an EAD extension pending, if your I-94 extends, you can work up to 180 days after your EAD expires. That's Margarita magic. Okay? And there is sometimes what happens, there are people, this is second thing why they can use it, 180 days extra work permit. By the time most probably the EAD will be approved, they don't lose the job, thanks to Margarita. They don't lose the job, thanks to Margarita. And of course, they continuously are getting the paycheck for the 6 months period, thanks to Margarita. The third rule is sometimes what happens, the person is on H1. He files a H4 visa, okay? And then he decided, no, I don't want this H4 visa, okay?
Right.
While the H4 is pending with USCIS, they send the withdrawal. And our baklava guys, what they do is, they don't take the withdrawal. First, they approve the H4. And then they withdraw the H4. This is how baklavas work. When we want the approval, they don't give it to us. When we don't want it, they give the approval and then they withdraw it. So now what happens is technically, according to the last action rule, this person may fall out of status. He's neither Garka, H1B, nor Gatka, which is H4. The best thing for him is do the Margarita magic, go to Mexico, come back. I'm working with this company called Coca-Cola. Here is the H1B approval. He's in good shape. So that's the reason why the Margarita magic works very good. Now, there is other reason too. People travel. Nowadays, everybody is panic. I want to maintain my non-immigrant status until I get my green card. Good for me, good for you, if you want to do. But at the same time, my cousin's marriage is there. I want to travel. I have an advance parole. I don't have time to get the visa. I want to travel. I want to maintain the non-immigrant visa status. I have my H1B and my wife's H4 approval until September of 2023, but I have advance parole, no stamping in the passport. How can they do it? Now, they can go to India and advance parole. They come back here. They may be in the adjustment of status. They may get married to the adjustment of status here. Now remember, to get the divorce from the adjustment of status and want to go to the non-immigrant status, Margarita magic. Again. You go to Mexico, you go to Mexico, you come back from Mexico, you show the H1B and H4 approval. Look, I'm working with Coca-Cola company, so let me in, and they may test whether or not this guy is working for Coca-Cola company, and then he has a pay stubs and everything. It comes by an H1. We did it. That's Margarita. And same thing with the H4. They're back on non-immigrant status. You know, we have a theory, right? Pamu savale, katte irukkodu. So that's where they want to go to the marriage, but they want to maintain the non-immigrant status. That's the reason Margarita magic works very good. And there is one of the other major thing, which I want you to understand. If a person violates the status, not unlawful presence, but means that they violate the status. And if they violate the status for more than 6 months, they cannot get the green card through the employment based.
Oh, interesting.
They cannot get the green card. So sometimes what happens, maybe the student may have worked somewhere which they are not supposed to work. Maybe there is on a H4 person EAD extension has not been approved. They may have done some violations of the status though.
Overstaying also, Rahul Garu?
Overstaying is different now. No, that's a good question. Overstaying, you cannot go to Margarita magic doesn't work. Only violation of the status. What's the difference between overstaying and violation of status is? Overstaying means your I-94 is not valid. Violation of status is your I-94 is valid, but you did something not good.
Got it.
That's called violation. So let's say on student visa, you're not supposed to work when you worked, and that's maybe sometime the H4 EAD expired, you may have worked for 1 week though. So, and the violation of status continues though, even though the immigration sometimes excuses you, it continues though, unless you do the Margarita magic.
Got it.
Then you go to Mexico. Now, why can't they go to India? If they go to India, they have to apply for the visa. In the visa application, that OF or DS-160, they have to fill, have you ever violated the status? They have to say yes, and then everything raises here. If you violate the status, you go to Margarita thing. You come back. There is a memo from USCIS that says that they should, in the 485 application of the employment based, you should only look for the violations from the last entry into United States. All violations of the sins previously, all sins previously were being excused now. That's a Margarita magic. Sometimes we make them do, oops, you violated status. You were unemployed for a period of 90 days on H1B, you were supposed to be only 60 days and you continued afterwards. Of course, you got the H1B approval, you continued. But that's a violation. It is only 60 days. You did 90 days. What to do? Fly to Mexico, wash out the sin, and come back. That's Margarita magic.
Rahul Garu, you sounding like, we are flying to India and, going to, Varnasi, taking a dip in the Ganges and Gangalo dip cheskoni, papalani muncheskoni vachesattu.
That's exactly something. Yes, that is exactly right, Andy. There are so many things this Margarita magic works. So yes,
guys, right. I'm quitting my job today and I'm moving to Mexico. I'm going to set up a Margarita and a chai shop. So right next to the airport. So you guys get down there, come. Whoever wants to drink Margarita can do that. Non-drinkers can have chai and then return back. So I'm going to name it Margarita Magic also. So, please do visit us there.
My wife tells that we should open a thing there. So anyway, if you want to, that's very good.
Sure, I can be partners, Andy. That's fine. I'd love to. So yes, I'm quitting my job and Margarita magic is happening. Guys, this sounds like, I've gone, washed away all my sins and I'm like, okay, back and it's a new, fresh start for me right now. That is amazing, Andy. Rahul Garu, we used to always talk about it in a very light manner, but I think today we've understood the extent of the seriousness of, how we can make so many things work because of this Margarita magic. And guys, just a word of caution, don't go to asking the authorities, can I get a Margarita visa to Mexico? Okay, it doesn't work that way. This is just our term here. So, don't keep using stuff like this out, at the consulate and stuff like that at Mada. So thank you for that, Rahul Garu. And on that note,
don't forget
yes.
to tell her, yeah, you go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
No, you are going, go ahead.
No, I was going to go start off with our callers, sure. But before that...
No, I'm sorry, you go ahead. I forgot it. You go ahead.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our callers, Andy. Let's take our first caller for the day. All right. Caller with phone number ending in 9206. Welcome to the Magic Margarita episode. Hello? Yes, caller with phone number ending in 9206. Hello, Andy.
Hello. Can you hear
sir?
me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go on.
Hello, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu. Thank you for everything. I have two questions. My first question, I'm actually planning to file EB2 basis transfer request. So when I get my 485J approved after filing EB2 basis transfer request, does that mean I'm fully transferred from EB3 category to EB2, or will I have both categories now, like EB2 and EB3?
We don't know though. It's discretion that they will be allowing for EB2 or not. Just because the 485J supplement of EB3 to EB2 got approved, you do not have a full right to claim for the EB2. It will be up to their discretion. We don't know how they are going to act. It will depend on the officer. There's no clarity on it because it is not clearly incorporated into the regulations that we can switch from EB2 to EB3. Sorry, EB3 to EB2 or vice versa. Okay.
So is there any difference between 485J approval and 485 approval, or is that the same?
It definitely is not. 485J supplement is, okay, we got this employer change, or we got this EB3 to EB2. We are acknowledging it. Everything looks fine. That's 485J. 485 approval is a green card. That's it. You don't need to come to this. You don't need to come to this our TV Asia anymore, especially to our things. Of course, you can go to the other things.
No, I'm just trying to understand here because it's 485 all over.
485J, a lot of people get confused when they see 485J's approval. They said, no, that doesn't mean anything. Sometimes they adjudicate the 485J. Sometimes they never adjudicate the 485J supplement. They directly approve the 485 approvals. Okay.
And it is done by the same service center where my application or the case is located, not the local office, correct?
No, local office also can approve the 485J supplement. Local office also can approve the 485 also.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling today, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And Rahul Garu, here's an interesting question I have for you. And this is from Nitin Soma. It says, just move to EB3 EAD while H1B extension is yet to be approved. What should be my strategy just in case something happens to my pending 485 application?
Well, if you want to maintain the non-immigrant status though, okay, once the H1B is approved, now, I know you are in EAD, you are working on EAD. Once the H1B is approved, H4 is approved though, go to Mexico. I mean, his H1B is pending and his EAD is working on EAD. Is that right?
Yeah, he just moved to his EAD and the H1B extension is yet to be approved.
So that means that he moved to EAD means practically, I'm assuming that he's working for multiple companies though. That's the only reason, because if the H1B extension is pending, he could have still worked for the same company too, is right? I mean, so assuming that he has moved to EAD, he must have been working for multiple companies and now he's waiting for the H1B approval. He can do one thing. If there is an RFE on the 485, do the Margarita magic. Boom. Fly to Mexico, come back on H1B because by the time his H1B will be approved, hey, I'm going to only work for Coca-Cola. I'm not going to be working for Coca-Cola and Pepsi anymore. So he comes back and H1B is fine. Margarita magic. Okay. And if by any chance 485 gets denied, boom, he has the H1B approval. He's still in good shape.
Got it. Okay. Awesome, Andy. Thank you. And let's take our caller. Oops. Yeah, caller with phone number ending in 6640. We ready for you now? 6640, Andy. Hello? *6, Andy, to unmute your line. Hello?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Hi, Nitya. Hi, Rahul. Thanks for taking my call. I have two questions. The first question is, in October 2020, we filed our EB3 485. My wife, she was a primary. I'm the dependent derivative applicant. And subsequently last year, our EB3 date got retrogressed. However, earlier this week, we got the notice from USCSI regarding interview notice. And that's been scheduled for next month. And we are surprised that even though our priority date is not current, it's retrogressed, they still schedule interview. So
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It happens very frequently. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it is a very good thing for you, though. What is the priority date of your wife, by the way?
October 2012.
October 2012. So that means the priority date, final action date is current for her, right? For under EB2.
Under EB2, but yeah, we file under EB3 though. It's under EB3, straight application.
But
EB3.
It's a straight application under EB2. Okay, that's fine. Just go to the interview. Just go to the interview and come back. And they will go through all those things, and then they should not approve the green card, and you come back. Once the priority date becomes current, they'll adjudicate your application. It's a good news for you. It's not a bad thing.
So is it,
because what
do we need to be? So, yes.
The officer, what he does is that they normally do pre-adjudicate. Okay. There are some officers, they're very lazy. Okay. Even if the priority date becomes current, they don't move. There are some officers, hey, approve, whatever they want to do. And then they say, okay, I have some questions. I just want to do this. Guy in interview, he picks him. Even the priority date is not current. They pick you. They will interview you, check everything is okay. And once that is okay, we call it as pre-adjudicate. They pre-adjudicate and keep it. So once the priority date becomes current, he doesn't have to do anything. He has to click a couple of buttons and then you get a green card. So this is a good news, actually, not a bad news.
And do we just need to be prepared for our 485 application only, or do we need to be look into other things for interview?
What other things are we speaking about?
I mean, just the application, right? Is that something we need to prepare for interview? I'm just curious.
Yes, you have to prepare. You have to take the documentation that you both guys are wife and husband. It's called living together documents. Your lawyer should be able to guide you. We normally send a list of things to them. Hey, check all the pictures and check birth certificates and other things saying that you're genuinely married. And then also you must have a frustrated letter from your employer saying that you're still employed. Take the W-2s, income tax returns. Normally there's a list of documents your lawyer should provide, though. You need to prepare with those things and go there. At the time and there's a separate 10-minute video that we made just on the 485 interview on Radio Newman PC. If you want to, you can watch that. It's a very good how you go, how you need to dress up. Will your wife be sitting on the left side or right side? I will give you clear directions in that thing, okay? I want you to watch that video, because if the monitor is on the right side, they will tell your wife to sit on the left side. If the monitor is on the left side, they'll tell your wife to sit on the right side. The reason is that they want to look at your wife and they're speaking to her, though. So I give you every guidelines, how to dress, how to walk, all those things in the 10-minute video, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling.
Let's go to the next one.
Yeah. Let's take our next caller, Andy, and the question for you, Rahul Garu from Shraddha Tyagi says, can we interfile and file new adjustment of status under EB2 at the same time? Given no positive traction from interfiling process, want to submit EB2 adjustment of status as dates are current. Does it create an issue if it's interfiled 3 weeks ago?
No, it does not. Even though you've interfiled, you can still refile the entire 485 application.
Okay. Awesome, Andy. Let's take our caller. All right, caller with phone number ending in 5003. We ready for you now? Hello?
Anita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Rahul. I'm transferring my H1B to new employer. LCA is certified this week with employment date starting 21st March 2022 for next 3 years. And attorney's office also prepared for my 129 with same employment dates. Then my question is, if my H1B application receives by USCIS after 21st March 2022, like around like 24th or 25th of March, will it cause denying of H1B application?
Absolutely not. Even if you file in April 25th of 2022, it will not cause any denial, any RFE, nothing. However, you cannot join the company until it reaches the immigration. That's all.
Until I cannot join the company until I receive the H1B receipt, correct?
I didn't say that. You made it up. I said until the USCIS receives your FedEx package.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. And one more thing. Can I ask one more thing to follow up? So, the employer signed Form I-129 and then they scanned it to attorney's office. But attorney's office asked for the wet signature. Is the scan copy allowed for submitting H1B?
Right now, under the COVID conditions, it's allowed. I don't know why the lawyer is asking, but nothing wrong with it. Maybe that law firm has a more stricter rules than normally have. Nothing wrong with it. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Krishna. He says, hi, Rahul. I'm currently on H4. In Jan of 2022, hold on, sir. Jan of 22, we applied for adjustment of status EB2. Last week, my EB2 got approved, but I-131 is still pending. If I use the EAD, will I get married to the AOS? And my question is, if I go to India, how can I come back since my I-131 is still pending?
His H1B is expiring when? He said?
He's on H4, actually, in Jan 22. Sorry. H4,
if he's on H4, if he's using the EAD, if he doesn't have the H4 EAD, definitely he's getting married to the adjustment of status, though. He can definitely divorce and get back into non-immigrant status. There are different ways, but yes, he is getting married to the adjustment of status. If he doesn't have an advance parole, though, he cannot come back into the country. He cannot, if he doesn't have the H1, his H4 expired and his advance parole is not approved, he cannot. If his spouse, H1B is still valid until I'm assuming that, and if his spouse is still maintaining the H1B, not moved to EAD, even though he is married to the adjustment of status, his wife is not married to the adjustment of status, he can still go to India, get the H4 stamped and come back. And once he comes back, he can still get married to the adjustment of status again by using the EAD. Nothing wrong with it.
Got it. Pretty cool, Andy. It's good to know like all these like different ways and butter. All right. On that note, let's go to our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 6166. We're ready for you. Please press *6, Andy, to unmute your line. Or sixes. Hello.
Hello. Thank you, Nitya, for taking my call.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So I have one question. My prior date is May 17th, 2013, and I am thinking to refile my application itself because my spouse may come after 3 months. So in the worst case, if my GC approved, what happens to my spouse 485?
No, I would definitely. So you filed EB3 and she has an advance parole, right?
Yes.
Don't file EB2 by yourself. So we are seeing some of the applications filed in the month of December got approved in February. By the time your wife comes in, your green card gets approved though, then your wife will be na garka na gatka. The reason is that she can't come on advance parole because you already got the green card. The primary applicant already got the green card under EB2. She never filed anything. Not advisable. You can interfile if you want to. That will be fine. The other thing that what you can do is you can file the 485 application, but don't file the medicals though. That's one thing that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, because what's happening with the refiling of the application is they're using the old biometrics and approving them. So these refilings, anything what we filed after October of 2021 are getting faster approval than compared to the ones that we filed in October of 2020. Why? I don't know. I mean, that's the reason I call these USCIS officers baklavas.
So if we interfile, even
if you interfile, you're good. If you interfile, she's good. If you're interfile and you get the green card with EB2, yeah, she's good. She can, even if you get the green card, she doesn't get the green card, she can come advance parole. Even if you get the green card, she gets the green card, and the green card is not in hand, they will allow her to come on advance parole. But refiling is not advisable. If you refile, make sure you don't include the medical. The best thing I would suggest you is don't even refile. Wait for her to come back and then refile. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Eva Katz. Says EB2 approved with grade difficulty in 2013, downgraded to EB3 last year, received an RFE. Attorney said not to respond, might get rejection. Applied adjustment of status in EB2 now. Will EB3 RFE affect the current I-140?
I need to look into the RFE. That's a very serious matter. Why it was so difficult to get EB2, why the lawyer thought it is very dangerous to reply to the RFE. Definitely, she did a good job in filing the 485 under EB2. I would want the EB3, if both seems to have concluded that the EB3 is going to be bad. I mean, that seems to be the conclusion though. I would rather withdraw the EB3 rather than have it denied. So the chances to affect on an EB2 will be minimum. That's for sure, I will tell. But how will it affect the EB2? I want to look into the RFE.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 9197. We ready for you now? Hello?
Hi. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Nitya Garu. Hi, Rahul Garu.
Hi, sir.
So I have a quick question, Andy. So I have biometric appointments next week. That's for EB2. So can I take my 4-year-old child who is a US citizen?
You can. I mean, I don't see that as a problem. Are you going with your wife?
So with my wife, and I have another kid. Yeah, I have another kid. Yeah.
Absolutely not a problem to take your child. They may, if they don't want to accommodate, have your wife sit with the child, have you done the biometrics, and they may have your wife in biometrics and afterwards. But you have no problem, you can take the child.
Oh, no problem taking the child. Because, okay. I have 2 kids. One is a US citizen and another is
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yes. And what kind of things they check, sir, on biometrics?
Nothing.
Like they do social media, like
only
Facebook?
your passport ID. That's it. Nothing else. And your driving license. If nothing else. They won't check it.
Yeah. No, I mean, so like after biometrics, right? They do check my social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, like that, or what kind of things they check?
In the 485 application, they may check everything though. It's going to be a laundry list. I can't put it right now, but on the biometrics, they won't check anything. Okay?
Oh, the 485 biometrics only, yeah.
I said in the biometrics, they don't check it. For the overall 485, they may check everything and anything. Okay?
They may check. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Got it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you. And folks, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a quick commercial break.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, or middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్టులు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్.
Let's continue with our callers and our questions, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Caller with the phone number ending in 9197. We're ready for you. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So if 485 is denied, if I have H1, can I have the old priority date, like a 485 still valid?
Depends on the denial, though. What was the reason for denial? If you fake the education documents, of course not. If you have done some major criminal activity for which a 485 denied. So it depends on the reason for denial.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you then.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, Rahul, got a question for you. Actually, not quite a question. I see something from Rupa Regi Daniel. Says priority date is 2014. I did an FOI request of my 485, and I see that the interview is marked as waived, and they received my medicals as well. So
that's good. Just because they waived the interview, even though the final action date has not become current, though. Once the final action date becomes current, they may adjudicate it, but that doesn't mean that you will never be interviewed, though. There is a chance at that point of the officer will touch the file and then say, okay, I want to interview now. They can do that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then don't forget, what if the Trump comes in and says mandatory for all the 485 interviews? Even though you're waived, you may still get to the interview. It may happen. So Yeah, there are all possibilities that can happen. Be prepared. I mean, it's good that the initial officer said interview waived, but that doesn't mean it's a guarantee that we will be waived. Just be prepared just in case if you get the interview.
All right. Thanks, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 2839, Andy. Ready for you? 2839. Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 2839. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello? All right. Hello, sir.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Hi, Nitya and Rahul Garu. Thanks a lot for helping the community. And as usual, like you are doing a great job, which is helping a lot of people. I have two questions, sir. My sister-in-law has applied for my in-laws green card, and NVS office is requesting documentation of finances, sir. And my brother-in-law is retired, but he gets SSN benefits from his company. Will this suffice the requirements of that application which they had applied, sir, for my in-law?
There is something called poverty guidelines of USCIS, though. Okay, so if he's getting the Social Security, that is good enough. But you're saying Social Security is getting it from his company. Company doesn't pay Social Security.
From the company. Okay.
So I'm a bit confused. So as long as the income meets the requirements of the poverty guidelines plus 25%, okay, it always is plus 25%. So if it's a family of two, though, approximately it's about $28,000. So family of two plus the two parents, okay. So that's approximately four people. So it should meet, the family income should meet about $45,000. If it meets the $45,000, even if it is a Social Security, even if it is a pension, it still is considered as income.
Okay, sir. Sir, if that doesn't suffice, can my wife's name can be added as a co-sponsor in the affidavit of support?
Yes, sir. They can do
her name was not there in the application earlier.
Absolutely, absolutely, that's fine. She can do as a co-sponsor, submit the I-864, past 3 income tax returns, 3 W-2s, and the recent pay statements. That'll be good enough. Okay.
Okay, great, sir. Sir, one last question, sir. Actually, NVC has scheduled an interview in India for them, sir. Is it possible that anyhow they are planning to come to US? Can they schedule the interview here in US, sir?
Absolutely not.
I-131 something has.
Absolutely not. Once the thing is, they cannot visit the country while this process is going on. It's better that they wait until they get the green card and come here. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And another question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Annie. It says, accepting a new job offer with company A, filing I-9 and completing background check and back out from company A, and accepting the company B's offer. By backing out from company A at this stage, is there at this stage cause any legal issues?
As far as the immigration law is concerned, though, absolutely no problem.
Okay. Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 4214. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello, Nitya and Rahul. I hope you can hear me.
Hello, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
All right, awesome. Very good evening. Let me present the facts first. My priority date is November 2011 on EB2 from previous employer. Then I moved to a new employer and everything got processed again, got my perm approved, and now we are going to file the I-140 now. My question is, should I-140 be filed on EB2 or in EB3?
Right now, 2011 is it right?
Yes,
November
2011.
Let me ask you another question though. Are you filing I-140 and 485 together? Or are you filing it separately?
Yes, that was my next question. Yes, they are going to file together.
That is what I don't like you to do it. As far as the EB2, EB3 is concerned though, now this is just a judgment call. I'm not going to tell you what to do. If I were you, I would file EB2, okay? If I were you, if you do EB3, that's fine. But don't file I-140 and 485 together. Wait until the April priority dates come in. Okay. Most probably for your April, though, you should still be able to file the 485 application. Then only file if you can still file in April. If you can still file in April, file only I-140 in premium processing. Get the I-140 approved. Then in April you file the 485. Why did I say that? Because if you file I-140 plus 485, guess where are your good chances to end up in? Texas Service Center.
Our favorite.
And at the most, you are very lucky. You're going to end up in the worst next to it. Instead of banging your head with a granite, you'll be banging with a marble stone, which is Nebraska Service Center. If you get an I-140 approval, though, and you file, you will most probably end up with the National Benefit Center. So that's the reason. Now, the first one is a judgment call, EB2. It's up to you. But the second one, I strictly recommend that you approach my policy.
Okay. All right. One more question, sir. When legally it will be safe to change the residence? And can primary needs to maintain the same residence, whereas the dependent can move out of the state?
Yes, both people can maintain two different addresses. So what we normally do is when people are maintaining two different residences, though, we say that one person is living in both places, which is nothing wrong. I mean, you'll be traveling to your wife's place very frequently, so we say that you're staying in both places, though. When do you recommend? Yeah, it's fine. You can change at any point of time. It's not a big deal that you change. But as soon as you change, though, make sure that you file AR11 with the USCIS and on your 765, on your I-131 and 485, okay, all three things, and chat with Emma to make sure that the address change has been applied, okay?
Okay, all right. Sounds good, sir. Thank you very much. But I have one very quick question for Nithya.
Yes, sir.
Nithya, are you open for a partnership for Margarita shop?
I told you at the beginning of the show, I am totally open, sir. You know?
All right.
We have to make sure Rahul is also another partner. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Question, Andy Rahul Garu. This is from Natural Yogi. Says, right now I'm on H1B till 24. I want to take a break and don't want to travel or work. So how will I shift status from H1 to EAD?
I'm assuming that he's a dependent. His EAD is based on his wife's 485, though.
It sounds like he's on H1B, which means...
That doesn't mean that he's the main applicant, though.
Oh.
If he's a main applicant, he should definitely consult a lawyer. He should not take a break. This is not the right time to take a break. It's just like that when the guard, you were in penance for 10 years, now the guard comes in and says, oops, I have to go to the restroom and come back. No, get it over with, okay?
Sir, and this applies to both, right? H1 and EAD, whichever one he's on, it shouldn't matter if he's the primary.
No, for H1B, he has a 60-day grace period that's allowed.
Okay,
for EAD, though, if he's the main applicant, the things are not clear there. It will depend on the officer, though. If he's a dependent EAD, he doesn't have to do anything. He just sits home and does nothing. He is fine. But if he's the main applicant, he should not do. He should not be unemployed, though. Okay.
All right. On to our next caller, Andy. All right. Caller with phone number ending in 4228. We ready for you now?
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
So yeah, my question is, I was working for employer A for 10 years who has filed my I-140 EB2 and also downgraded my petition and applied the I-485. but now I have moved to a new company using AC21, and interfiling to porting back to EB2 is a bit tricky, where my present company is actually, I mean, they want to keep me and they're saying they can interfile, but I'm really contemplating on should I still stay with my company or go back to my previous employer.
What is your priority date? What is your priority date?
It's the Feb 2013.
What would you have to take a pay cut if you have to go back to the old employer?
I mean,
don't tell me the money.
It's a downturn for my career, basically, but
give me the money wise if you have to go back to the old employer, if they allow you to go back. How much money you have to take? How much percentage of pay cut you have to take?
I don't think I'll have any pay cut, but I'll lose a lot of RSUs. I'm not sure how much they'll match, but this year, whichever is supposed to be vested, I'll be losing a very significant amount of that.
Can you say significant in the percentage of your salary?
It's about 50%, 70% actually, like of my base pay. So.
I will not advise you anything, but I will not go back. 70% is big enough. I'm going to stay in EB3, and I'm going to keep coming to Rahul's show for a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
70%.
but the issue here is, I mean, there is a lot of rumors going on about the EB3. I mean, the EB2 might retrogress once the year ends. So the time is. I'm not really sure.
I know what you're speaking about. There are a lot of rumors that are there. There are a lot of rumors. It's not like you go to company A. It's not like the Margarita magic that you just get it done immediately. Okay, it doesn't happen that way. You go there, you do interfile. Guess what? They haven't opened any of the ones that we filed on February 1st. We haven't received any receipt notices yet. Okay, so it's not you go back, they do the interfiling, or you refile, you immediately get the green card approval. It's not going to be that easy, right? So that's the reason, because of the 70% pay cut, and then I have to stick with Rahul for a long period of time. I'm not going to take the 70% pay cut. I'll stick with Rahul for a little bit long time. That's my judgment call. You take the call, okay?
So what do I do with my current company? Do I go ahead with interfiling and also apply for do the perm for EB2, or try to get I-140 approved for EB2?
When you say interfiling, you mean to say 485J supplement with the change of employer?
No, supplement J, that one is done. AC21 porting is done, but my new employer
the new employer cannot file an interfile with EB2 application. They don't belong it. They cannot file it.
Okay. I mean, that's what I thought too. They said they cannot, and then later on, like a couple of weeks later, they said we can try. So.
No, I would not do that.
I'm a bit confused. So would it impact my underlying 485 application itself?
I would not risk myself in there at all. It doesn't look legal to me at all. I would advise you not to do interfiling with EB2 with the new company, sir. Okay.
Would it help if I called USCIS and spoke to Tier 2 officer with my situation? Would that something they would help me with, or is it just lost?
The USCIS is not supposed to give any legal advices, though. In fact, I used to be one of the prosecutors who used to prosecute anybody who used to practice law without having a law license, though. The officer is not supposed to give any legal advice. So speak with your lawyer.
I'm not worried.
I'm one of the lawyers. But anyway, I told you what my thing is. It's up to you what you want to do, sir. Okay?
No, I was actually asking if I could ask USCIS officer to change the underlying basis to EB2 since I have both of them approved. Is that something they might be able to do?
You can ask them, can you give me $10 million? You have a right to ask, but will you give it to me? And the second thing is that what do you have the $10 million? That's the other thing. The third thing is that there are too many things. Can I ask the guy to give me $230 million? Of course I can. But you, first of all, they cannot honor your thing because it must be coming from the employer, not from you. So you have too much unconventional and unrealistic expectation from the USCIS officer. You call the officer, I am calling, I'm an employee. Convert me to EB3 to EB2. Give me the green card. There the officer goes, opens it up, EB2, here you go, green card approval. You're at your dreams, buddy, okay? So, and then you, first of all, you don't have a legal authority. Second, they don't have a legal authority to even take your request here. So I don't hallucinate anymore.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
Thank you, sir.
Let's take the next caller. Thank you, sir. All right. Question for you, Rahul Garu, in the meantime, from Uma Girish. She says, can the renunciation process be done with an expired Indian passport, or should the passport be active?
What are you renouncing? You're renouncing the world. You're renouncing the H1B. What are you renouncing? I don't know.
I'm assuming she's renouncing her Indian citizenship.
Renouncing the Indian, I don't know what she meant, so I don't want to answer her. I couldn't understand what she was renouncing.
Uma, please try to call us with further details and we can help you. On to our next caller, Andy. Caller with number ending in 5739. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 Andy to unmute your line. 5739. Hello? Please press *6 to unmute your line. All right, let's put this caller on hold and take the next caller, and we'll try them back in a bit. Caller with phone number ending in 2887. We ready for you? Hello? *6 Andy to unmute your line. Caller with phone number ending in 2887. All right, let's take a question in the meantime, Andy. This is from the user One King. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Yeah, speaking.
Sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Hi.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Nitya Garu. Hi, Rahul Garu.
Hello, sir.
Actually, I have a question here regarding my son's college. Actually, I got 3 RFEs. We have applied for his change of status from H4 to F1 last March. And I got the first RFE from USCIS, second RFE, and we keep on sending them the replies back.
I would request to contact a lawyer though for this. I would recommend Sunita Kapoor. That's the Sunita Kapoor. Sunita is spelled as SUNITA Kapoor.com. If you got 3 RFEs, there's something wrong. Okay?
Yeah. Actually, in the third RFE, the third RFE, they are asking like, contact your DS4 to follow up on this and request a CVP data fix to reset the record status to initial, they are asking.
I know what you're speaking, but I would recommend to contact a lawyer though. Don't respond by yourself, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Please contact Sunita Kapoor, right, sir? Rahul Garu?
That's right. Yeah,
okay. All right. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. Question from the One King for you. Says, hi, I'm on an H1B. Wife has H4. Priority date June 2014, EB3. Wife is planning to use the EAD to start a new job, not the H4 EAD. Question 1. After using EAD, can we still do an H4 extension? If no, then what are the ways we can do this? If yes, then important things to keep in mind while using the EAD. That's his first question.
Yes, you can still do the H4 for her. She can go to India and get the stamping. She can go to India and get the stamping, and that's one thing she could do. What are the things that I personally, Nitya Garu, when I was an H4, when I got an EAD, I used it. I was a lawyer on the adjustment of status EAD. Right. So I don't know what to advise the other people. Start making more money to the immigration lawyers while I myself have started using the EAD. Does it become ethical for me to do so? It does not. So I would say, I personally myself, I've used the EAD, guys.
It sounds like he's the One King, sir. So I think he has lots of money. So the One King, please, if you have tons of money, send some to us. Use your EAD. Okay, question number 2.
No. If you use this EAD, we don't get the money.
Okay, either way, send us money. That is my policy. Yeah. All right. Question number 2, he says we have a dependent son who is on H4 as well. Any impact on this status if my wife starts using the EAD for work?
Good question. Maybe they're concerned about the age out of the kid though.
Yeah.
No, if you use though, then he violates the H4 status. He may have a very difficulty getting the F1 like the previous caller. He may have a difficult time in getting the F1. But if your wife is not the primary applicant, you are the primary applicant. By your wife using though, it will not affect your son or you.
Okay. Awesome, Andy. Let's take our caller now. Caller number ending in 2887. We're ready for you. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 2887. Hello?
Hello, Andy. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hello, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu. You guys are doing a very helpful job here. So I'm actually in a sort of like a mix of situation here. So, okay. So my priority date is June 2013. And my employer filed for my 485 few months ago. And unfortunately, I lost my job, but also found another job where they are currently in H1B transfer process. So my question is, will I be required to start my green card process from scratch, or like what should I do?
You said so your I-1, did you file in EB2 or EB? You said you filed in EB3, right?
No, it's EB2.
EB2. When did you file the 485 application? You said a few months ago. Can you give me the date?
Yeah, so it was, I don't exactly recall the date, but it's in January.
January to March. So it's less than 180 days though. It is definitely risky for your 485 application to be approved though. The regulations, the rules clearly says that the job offer must be withdrawn within 180 days for you to not to get the green card. But however, the officers may interpret it differently though. I would definitely not withdraw the 485 application. I would definitely not file the 485J supplement. I would definitely file the PERM and 485 application with a new company. Why I would not withdraw the 485? Who knows? They may just approve the green card, okay? And then you're all good to go. Nothing to worry about it. Don't have to come to the show. The second thing why I would not file the 485J supplement is, you speak Telugu?
Yes.
You speak Telugu. Okay. So the reason is that since you filed in January, if you file a 485J supplement, you're telling that you moved out of the job within 180 days and there is a new job offer though. That means that you don't want to continue with the old job offer. So it's like when you eat the meat, okay, you eat the meat, but you don't have to carry the bones with you when you go, okay? So that's the reason, you know, I want you to stay away from filing the 485J supplement. Third, why do you need to file a PERM with the new application though? The reason is that there is a chance this 485 might be denied. And then you don't want to go 2 years down the line, this 485 gets denied, then you'll say, oh, why did not I file the PERM application before? Then you will be na garka, na gatka. Okay? So that's the reason I want to do, first is don't do anything in 485, don't file the 485J supplement, file the PERM. If by any chance something happens to this one, then you can switch on to filing a new 485 application with a new company. Okay?
Got it. So the recommendation is okay, not so to file the GC process from scratch with the new employer.
Just be prepared. Something happens here, you have the things there because you left the company within 180 days. There's a chance they may deny the 485 application.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Rahul Garu, as always, we do have a ton of people waiting still on the phone lines as well as our live chat here. But unfortunately, we are all out of Margarita magic for today, Andy. Only for today. But, you know, hope this magic continues. Thank you so much for this information, Rahul Garu. And thanks for being on the show today, Andy.
Thank you very much, Nitya garu.
And to all our viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Come back to us with all of your questions. Come back to us with multiple questions. Doesn't matter. We'll be here as always. Giving you one magic or the other, whether it's Margarita or unrelated. So we'll be back. All right. Thank you guys, and have a great week.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, or middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన